Dating advice.
Ethan, Chloe.
Welcome to Dating Advice, everyone. I'm Ethan.
And hello, I'm Chloe.
Let's jump into today's case.
Well, I'm gonna go do the dishes.
Cool.
It'd be nice if you helped me.
No problem. We'll get them a little bit later. I'm just gonna hit the streets here for a little bit.
Gary, come on. I don't want to do them later. Let's just do them now. Take 15 minutes.
Oh, I am so exhausted. I just honestly want to relax for a little bit. If I could just sit here, let my food digest, and just try to enjoy the quiet for a little bit. Get some. That's what happens. And we will, we can clean the dishes tomorrow.
Gary, I don't like waking up to a dirty kitchen.
Who cares?
I care, all right? I care. I busted my ass all day cleaning this house and then cooking that meal, and I worked today. It would be nice if you said thank you and helped me with the dishes.
Fine. I'll help you do the damn dishes.
Oh, come on. You know what? No, that's not what I want.
You just said that you want me to help you do the dishes.
I want you to want to do the dishes.
Why would I want to do dishes? Why?
See, that's my whole point.
Let me see if I'm following this. Are you telling me that you're upset because I don't have a strong desire to clean dishes?
No, I'm upset because you don't have a strong desire to offer to do the dishes.
I just did.
After I asked you.
Jesus, Brooke, you're acting crazy again.
Don't you call me crazy. I am not crazy.
I didn't call you crazy.
Just
I didn't
did.
call you crazy. No, I didn't. I said you're acting crazy.
You know what, Gary? I asked you to do one thing today, one very simple thing, to bring me 12 lemons, and you brought me 3.
God damn it. If I knew that it was going to be this much trouble, I would have brought home 24 lemons. Even 100 lemons. You know what I wish? I wish everyone that was at that goddamn table had their own little private bag of lemons.
Gary, it's not about the lemons.
Well, that's all you're talking about.
Just saying it'd be nice if you did things that I asked. It would be even nicer if you did things without me having to ask you.
Well, I do seem to remember doing something for you this morning without you asking.
Gary, come on.
I'm
You know what?
serious.
No, I'm serious. I really am. Come on, you knew I was working today and I made that meal, and you could have thought to yourself, you could have said, I think I'm going to get Brooke some flowers.
You said on our very first date that you don't like flowers, that they're a waste of money.
Every girl likes flowers, Gary.
You say that you don't like flowers. I'm supposed to take that to mean that you do like flowers?
No, this is not about, you're not getting it. You're not getting this, Gary. Okay, it's not about the lemons, it's not about the flowers, it's not about the dishes. It's just, how many times do I have to drop hints about the ballet?
You know I can't stand. Brooke, come here. We talked about the damn ballet. I hate the goddamn ballet. You got a bunch of dudes in tights flopping around for 3 hours. It's like a medieval techno show. It's a nightmare. I sit there in a sweat. The whole thing. I do. Wondering when the hell's the goddamn nightmare gonna end? Go to a damn ballet.
It's not about you loving the ballet, Gary. It's about the person that you love loves the ballet, and you want to spend time with that person.
Not when they're at the ballet?
Okay, forget the ballet. Forget the ballet. We don't go anywhere together.
We just went to Ann Arbor together.
To Ann Arbor. To the Michigan Notre Dame game. You think screaming drunk kids and leprechauns doing backflips, that's fun. That's fun for me. Come on, man. I did that for you. How do you show up for me?
I'm up on the bus every goddamn day for you.
Come on.
I busted my ass to be the best tour guide in the damn city so I can make enough money to support both of us, and hopefully you won't have to work one day.
I want to work.
All I ask, Brooke, is that you show a little bit of appreciation, that I just get 20 minutes to relax when I come home instead of being attacked with questions and nag the whole damn time.
You think that I nag you?
That's all you do! All you do is nag me. The bathroom's a mess. Your belt doesn't match. Hey, Gary, you should probably go work out. Nothing I ever do is ever good enough. I just want to be left the hell alone.
Really? Is that what you want, Gary? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
That's what you want?
Yeah.
Fine, great. Do whatever the hell you want. You leave your socks all over this house, dress like a pig, play your stupid-ass video game. I don't care. I'm done.
What?
I am done. I don't deserve this. I really do not deserve this. I deserve somebody who gives a shit. I'm not spending one more second of this life with some inconsiderate prick. You're a prick.
Have you ever found yourself in one of those arguments with a partner where it feels like you're talking about one thing, maybe, I don't know, a dirty coffee cup.
Oh, yeah. Or who was supposed to text who back?
Exactly. And then suddenly it's not about the cup or the text anymore. It's like, boom, you're questioning the entire relationship.
It escalates so fast.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that kind of moment. We're focusing on this single, really incredibly powerful article called "The Dishes Were Never About the Dishes." And it just dissects this one famous scene from the movie The Breakup. You know the one?
I do. Jennifer Aniston, Vince Vaughn. Intense.
Totally. And the article uses it to unpack miscommunication, emotional labor, and basically that really painful point where you realize enough is just, well, enough.
And this deep dive, it's really tailored for you listening if you're a woman who maybe feels confused sometimes or kind of lost when arguments flare up in your relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
Because the material we're exploring today, it takes a very clear stance. It's unapologetic, really. It says, look, if a partner isn't right for you, if they consistently don't show up in the ways that matter,
Then what?
then the advice points straight towards breaking up. Immediately. No more excuses, no justifying it.
Wow, that is a bold statement. But honestly, it really comes through strongly in the article's analysis. Okay, so let's unpack this then. Let's get into that scene. What did it really show us? Why did it hit such a nerve for so many people?
Well, the scene itself is just visceral.
Yeah, the article paints such a picture. You've got Jennifer Aniston's character, Brooke. She's in the kitchen. The description is eyes glossy with hurt, right? Still scraping dinner plates.
Still working, even then.
Still working. And then in the living room, you hear Vince Vaughn's character, Gary. The article says he's bellowing like a frat boy who never grew up.
Yeah.
It just sets up this immediate, almost painful visual of their whole dynamic. And then you get that line, that core dialogue that just, it gut punches you. Brooke, she sounds so tired, and she pleads, I want you to want to do the dishes.
Keyword. Wow.
Exactly. And Gary's response, just pure bafflement, right?
Yeah.
He just yells back, why would I want to do the dishes? Like, he genuinely cannot compute what she's actually asking for.
And it's fascinating, isn't it? How much that specific exchange just resonated universally. I mean, this wasn't just seen as, a movie fight. It felt real, like a snapshot of something so many people experience. There were TikTok comments. The article mentioned one saying, this is the most realistic fight I have ever seen in a movie.
I saw that one too. And another just said, this scene is so validating.
That validation piece is huge. It means people are seeing their own hidden struggles reflected back at them. They're thinking, okay, I'm not crazy for feeling this way.
And it wasn't just the words, right? The visuals were just as important.
Absolutely critical.
Someone commented, notice how during the fight, she's still cleaning and he's just standing there and yelling. And the article really hammers this home, saying she's still tidying up mid-argument, still doing, still caring, still holding the center while he takes up space and shouts.
It's such a stark illustration of who's carrying the load, both the physical tasks and the emotional regulation in that moment.
Yeah.
She's trying to manage the conflict and the environment. He's just emoting loudly.
Yeah.
So if we pull back from the dishes specifically, connected to the bigger picture,
It becomes clear.
it's not really about the lemons she asked him to bring or the dishes or him missing her ballet recital in the movie.
Right.
The source material is clear. It's about the underlying lack of consideration. Just not thinking about your partner during the day, not having those little thoughts like, oh, she'd love this, or this would really help her out. It's that constant low-level disregard for their effort, their needs.
His unseen labor.
Exactly. The invisible stuff that just builds and builds until it's unbearable.
Which connects so well to that Maureen Dowd quote the article uses. Her analysis of this fundamental jagged dissonance between men and women. Not biological, she says, but about bandwidth.
That bandwidth analogy is perfect.
It's so vivid. She's on FM radio. He's stuck on AM static. She's communicating in poetry. He's stuck in grunts. What does that really mean for couples, for the Garys out there?
Well, it points to a serious disconnect, doesn't it, in how emotional information is sent and received. The article describes Gary's archetype pretty clearly. He's the type often excused as the lovable oaf,
The emotionally constipated man-child who just needs time. We've all heard that one.
Right. But the article pushes back hard on that. It says time is expensive, and women, frankly, have spent enough of it.
Oof, that lands.
It completely reframes it. Patience isn't necessarily a virtue here. It's potentially squandering your one precious life waiting for someone to maybe catch up.
That's powerful. And it leads into this idea the article explores, this particular brand of masculinity that masquerades as honesty.
Ah, yes. The I'm just being real defense.
Exactly. Or I'm not complicated, I don't play games. But the article argues, pretty convincingly, I think, that what they're really doing is telling women your emotional needs, irrelevant. Your desire for like basic reciprocity, oh, that's too much. They expect women to just do it all. Do the dishes, cook the dinner, manage the birthdays.
And somehow not be angry about it.
Yeah. It's laid out so starkly there. This expectation of invisible, unacknowledged, unreciprocated labor. It's kind of shocking when you see it written down.
It really is.
And this brings us to maybe the most brutal conclusion in the piece about what Gary truly wants.
Yeah, what was that line?
The article states it flat out. Gary doesn't want a partner.
Okay.
He wants a caretaker with a sexual side hustle.
Wow. That is direct.
It is. And it forces a really uncomfortable question for you listening. In your relationship, are you truly a partner? Or have you slipped into being a caretaker? A role that maybe isn't seen, isn't valued, isn't returned.
That's a tough mirror to hold up. It is. And the article argues that for a long time, women have basically been trained by society to mistake that dynamic for love.
How so?
Well, taught to see his emotional laziness as just, oh, he's just not good with feelings. Or to normalize neglect, or even to applaud the guy for the bare minimum for just showing up.
Even if he, as the article says, left his empathy at the door.
Precisely. It's not just about individual choices. It's about this broader societal conditioning that makes it really hard to even see this dynamic clearly, let alone break free from it.
And it comes back to that fundamental human need, doesn't it? The one highlighted in those TikTok comments.
Which one was that?
Humans want to be seen and cared about without having to beg for it.
Yes. That's the core of it. The begging, the constant explaining, having to justify your own feelings over and over.
It's exhausting. It just grinds you down.
And the cumulative effect. The article describes watching that scene as feeling less like entertainment and more like reading a police report from the crime scene of 1,000 breakups. And then it adds, and the blood is almost always hers.
That's incredibly bleak, but powerful. It really underscores the emotional cost, the inequality of the suffering in these situations. It lands almost entirely on the woman.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you're in that situation, what's the way out? The article points to that moment for Brooke, for Aniston's character, her line delivery.
Oh, the I don't deserve this.
Yes. Delivered, as the article says, tremulous and clear. It's not angry shouting, it's quiet. A whispered self-reckoning.
Like the final piece clicking into place.
Exactly. The final breadcrumb on the trail of someone realizing they've confused patience for dignity. That quiet realization of your own worth finally breaking through.
And that moment, that quiet line, it clearly hit home for so many viewers. It often marked a real shift in how they saw the movie and maybe their own lives over time.
Like that comment you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, one said, I love hearing the I don't deserve this in her voice at the end when she realizes she's had enough. And another shared this really telling evolution. When I first saw this movie, I wanted them to get back together. Now, in my 40s, I want her to leave and never look back.
That's huge. From wanting reconciliation to wanting freedom.
And the article nails it.
Yeah.
That's not cynicism setting in with age. That's clarity. A hard-won clarity about what you deserve and what you won't tolerate anymore. It's beautiful, in a way.
It really is. And what's also kind of fascinating is that it wasn't just women relating to Brooke. Some men saw themselves in Gary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was this TikTok comment the article mentioned. My dad hated this movie. As an adult, I understand why. He hated that it was a great example of his own faults.
Wow, that takes some serious self-awareness to admit.
Right. So it raises that question for you, listening, whoever you are. Do you see Gary in yourself? Or maybe in someone close to you? And what does that pattern mean? It's less about blame, more about just recognizing the dynamic.
Understanding the pattern is the first step.
So, okay, let's pull it all together. What's the big takeaway for your life, your relationships, listening to this deep dive? It's clear this isn't just about who does the chores, right?
Not at all.
It's about that awful accumulating silence between two people when one person just refuses to grow up, refuses to meet their partner. It's about the guy or person who uses I'm just being me or I'm just the guy as an excuse for not carrying their share of the emotional weight.
And the article delivers the hard truth on this very directly. It says he won't.
Won't change, won't do the dishes.
Won't do the work, won't grow, and crucially, not because he can't, but because your discomfort is more tolerable to him than his own growth.
Ouch! Read that again.
Yeah.
Your discomfort is more tolerable to him than his own growth.
It really zeroes in on the choice being made. It's not inability, it's preference. He's choosing his comfort over your pain, over the health of the relationship.
So, for the women listening, the ones who feel stuck loving a Gary, the advice from the article is crystal clear, isn't it?
Unapologetically clear. Stop waiting for him to want to do the dishes, period.
And then
this. If he's not willing to see your labor, emotional, physical, invisible, and choose to meet you in it, he's not a partner. He's a project.
He's a project.
And you are not his unpaid therapist.
Mic drop. That's not just advice. It feels like permission. Permission to stop trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed and to reclaim your own life.
Absolutely. And it's so important to internalize this next part, too. The article reminds us, it's not romantic to suffer in silence. It's not noble to explain the same thing 20 times in 20 different tones.
You hear that? You listening?
You are not being difficult. You're not dramatic. You are simply asking to be seen, to be valued. And if that basic human need makes him uncomfortable,
let him be uncomfortable.
Alone. Your needs are valid. You have the right to expect reciprocity. You deserve so much better.
And there is a better version of love out there. The article paints a picture of it, right? A love where you don't have to constantly beg to be a priority.
Where I see you isn't just some line from a movie.
Right, like Avatar.
But where it's a daily act. A quiet, consistent kindness. Mutual respect shown through actions, not just words.
It's a vision where the dishes and, everything they stand for, all that unseen effort, the emotional burden.
It's shared. Not because someone nagged, not out of obligation, but just because you both live there. You both contribute to the mess, and you both care enough about each other and your shared life to clean it up together.
That's partnership, real partnership.
Exactly.
So until you find that or build that, for you, listening right now, maybe the most powerful takeaway from this deep dive is that final thought from the article. It's simple but profound.
Leave the plate.
Walk away from the yelling.
And remember,
You don't deserve this. Really let that sink in. What part of this deep dive really stands out to you?